Hello, and welcome to Winging It, a show by Oddbird about web design, development, and our approach to solving problems. On today's show, we're going to discuss grid lanes, the future of masonry layout. Miriam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little nervous for today's show. We both, I think,
Yeah.
have not looked into grid lanes hardly at all. Is that accurate to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I was part of the working group figuring out exactly how it should work, but
Oh,
that was months ago and I haven't
yeah.
played with it.
Okay.
Um,
So I haven't looked
so
into it very much, but at least you have a little bit more background. Yeah, maybe things have changed since then. Of course, you actually helped write everything. So this should be fun for me and a review for you, I suppose.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I've never used it, so I don't
Okay.
know. And I wasn't part of writing the spec or anything. I was just part of the working group, part of the conversations. So
Discussions. Okay.
yeah, I had a hand in, I don't know, arguing about what it should be called.
That's all I
But,
know is like there was a big discussion about how, like what we should name it. There's lots of polls I saw, and then this news of grid lanes.
yeah, and a lot of that came
Is
down to whether it should be part of grid, how connected it should be to grid or not connected it should be. And in the end, I think we ended up at a good place where it's fairly balanced. It's sort of its own thing, but it reuses a lot of the same properties that grid uses, like grid template columns and so on. So I think we found a good balance in terms of where it landed, where you're not relearning entirely new properties, but also it has some of its own features.
excellent. All right, so this should be easy to learn. You're saying we're going to learn.
Sure.
I'm going to
Yeah.
learn how to use grid lanes right now, right?
Yeah.
And
Great.
I will be a pro after this winging it.
I think so. There's not a lot new in it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, let's start here. Oh, let me share my screen.
So you already had sort of a image gallery demo that you're going to pull up that was
I
in
do.
just Grid or Flexbox.
It was
Oh, this is the field guide
yeah,
that
this is the
WebKit
field guide
released.
first, and here's our demo, so we can flip back and forth. This demo was made for the container queries winging it.
Okay.
And I went and like hid a few of the sections in it. It used to have like a form off to the left that would like toggle between the different like types of
Right.
birds. I
To
felt
trigger
like,
different container queries.
yeah, I felt like we
Yeah.
didn't really need to see that for this one. And I
Right.
also just wanted to start sort of like with a layout that had a bunch of images, but also
Yeah.
showing that we are just taking something else and like retrofitting grid lanes. Now, I will say I did set it up for this specifically so that I could turn off the things that made all these images exactly the same size
Yeah,
easily,
good.
which we will just
Let's
do that
comment that
now
out.
because I know that's part of the fun of
And
this.
then,
And this grid template is making our
yeah,
columns
perfect.
exactly the
Okay.
same.
So I mean, actually leave those grid columns
Oh, leave the grid
for now.
columns.
Leave that for now.
Okay.
And I just want to see, like, just change display grid to display grid lanes with a
Okay.
dash in it.
Let's see what happens.
There you go.
Okay.
So I think you
So,
just learned it, and maybe the winging it is over.
okay. Thank you for joining us. No, so okay, that was easy enough, right? The
Yeah.
use case for using this is obviously something like this image gallery. I've assumed there'd be some like
Yeah.
newspaper like things or like a
Well, and
Pinterest layout.
maybe increase that min max, and we can see like fewer columns and more rows created, just by sort of fitting fewer of them in there. And we're still doing the autofill or auto fit, so the browser is determining how many how many of those columns fit in.
Should I change that?
If you want, but I'm saying like at this point it's still very grid, except that we're only defining columns. There aren't really rows in a grid lanes setup. So instead, the sort of rows are arbitrary, but we define one axis or the other. If you actually switched, if you changed grid template columns to grid template rows, we would switch to the other direction.
Let's not do it this way though. How do we want to do that? That.
Yeah, just like that would be
See what happens?
fine. I don't know. Now you're going to get side scrolling, and I guess you'd probably want to now make them all the same height, right? You'd want to make them all the same height, and then they would get different widths.
Switch.
So your images you could change to, I don't know, all having a
so I have like the 100 auto thing down here. You know what?
Maybe
we
you
should
wouldn't
probably
want.
Switch this.
I suppose, like I don't have. So, like if we looked at what WebKit released there, what Safari released, they talk about a waterfall being the like what we got the first time, and then brick layout being this sideways. I don't really have a lot of use cases for where I would want that. It generally, there's not really a way to use this without side scrolling. I imagine there's use cases. It seems to me that this is going to be pretty rare. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if we really want to go down that rabbit hole a lot.
Well, it's good to know that's an option. Yeah.
And then you're probably wanting to size things so that their height is more reliable, and then the widths are variable.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the more common one. I mean, the other thing that we can see there is flow tolerance. That's the main new thing. Maybe if we go back to our demo and switch it back to the columns. And then we could look at questions of tolerance.
And let's also make this a little smaller since I changed the orientation.
We don't have. Do you want to add like a counter or something so we can see the order that these things are coming in?
That's on the probably the bird.
Yeah.
Can do that too. I think that's the element that. Or would it be the label? Do I want to do the label?
8 item bird? I bet it's that. You could at least add the counter there and add the.
Is this like a. Do I. What is the value for this? Is it like a name?
String and then
bird
an optional number, which we don't need probably.
Quotes.
No,
not quotes. That wouldn't make sense. I almost never use counter. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
and then on wherever we want to display it, so we would some generated content somewhere, an after or before.
After on the label.
Sure.
That's the field label. That's the bird label. What is the bird label? Let me look. It's just a li. Oh no, it's nothing. It doesn't have anything. So
we could just
we will do it after that data bird. It's the same element that is counting. Okay.
So then that would be content counter. Counter is a function.
I've done this before.
And takes bird number.
Bird, no. Is that in strings?
I think that's it. Is that what did? No. So the other should be counter set or counter reset, or counter. So no. How
will
does
it work on itself?
We want counter increment on this, and Yeah, okay. So
let's
we need
also
to
learn
initiate
counter
the counter
together.
with a counter reset. Yeah, we need counter reset probably on the parent and then counter increment on the bird.
Okay, parent. What's the parent here? Let me look.
Counter set on the parent, counter increment on each bird. Yeah.
Counter
So
set on the UL. So the data
yeah, wherever
list
we have the
birds
grid is
plural.
probably fine.
Data
Up on the
list.
list.
Probably just any UL would have done it too, because I think there's only one
It's
here.
probably true.
Well, there might be more than one in the form, but data list birds. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
Counter reset bird no.
No.
Yeah, here we go. It's happening. I guess counter increment generates it for you if you don't counter reset. So yeah, we got them. Okay, so now we're looking at the grid lanes, and so we can see we've got owl 1, blue jay 2, heron across, right? And we get 6, and then we get 7, and then we jump over to the woodpecker for 8.
Yeah.
And if you make the window a little smaller, or I mean, make the code a little bigger. Part. So yeah, so we can
like
see.
Literally. Do you want me to change the size of the demo,
yeah, right
or do you want me?
Good because I sort of
this
like
one?
this. Okay, yeah,
or
that
before.
Works. So look at this. We get 4 is all the way over to the right, and then we get 5 all the way to the left. And then we're jumping all the way to the right again for 6. And then we sort of have things fairly even. And I guess the next row is going fairly even. 7, 8, 9, 10.
11, 13, 12. That's 11. That's when maybe it starts to get.
Oh, right. So that
a little
12.
Weird.
Yeah.
Just because it's higher.
Let's play with. Yeah. Let's play with flow tolerance. Is that what it's called? Yeah, flow tolerance.
All right. That goes, I assume, where we did the grid lanes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't remember what the default flow
tolerance. Ants? Oh my gosh. Is it EN or A? Ah, dang it.
AN, I think.
Nothing like a live demo to let people know how often you have to look these things up. All right. I don't even know what goes in here. Is this like a?
Yeah, it's a length.
Length.
It's a length.
Okay.
So like make it 3 M's or something. I don't know.
Ooh.
Let's just try. I think that's bigger than what it is by default.
Well, that's roughly the same so far, isn't it?
Well, so 4, 5, 6, 10, and then what happens after 10? Because it was like 12 where things started to go weird.
11, 12.
So now,
did these
11,
switch?
12, 13. Some of them switched.
These two switched. Let's double check that.
Yeah.
Yep.
My sense, and like, I haven't looked at this a lot. I haven't played with it a lot. My sense is that the highest flow tolerance you can have reasonably makes things more predictable in terms of where they'll lay out, but means that the logic is a little less tight. It's a little less filling in tightly. So you might end up with more staggered bottom. If we scrolled all the way down, the higher flow tolerance might give you a more staggered, well, didn't really there.
Less staggered. But that could be.
I think generally the higher the flow tolerance, and I could be wrong about that, but I think generally the higher the flow tolerance, the more it tries to keep the sort of tab order or the code order in place. And then you might end up with sort of a more ragged edge at the bottom. But if you're okay with that.
Oh, there. Yeah. Well, so it doesn't actually, it only does, flow tolerance only affects where things are placed.
Yeah, it just affects how it's choosing which is the next row to put things in.
Okay, let's go to the demo, which is, I'm sure, perfect. So it will be easy for us to see. Let's
Yeah,
see.
so this will show us more.
All right, if we
Do we want to put this URL in the
oh yeah.
chat or on the screen? I can put
Oh,
it
I
in the
love
chat
I
here.
just saw the chat. Everyone helping me with the counter. Thank you all. Thank you. All right. So I want to see everything at once. So if I do
if you put it really low,
low is 9, and then
10
10
and
and
11 are sort of in the middle.
and then we go back to 12. I don't know where 13. Oh, 13's over here. So now if we go, how high do you want me to go?
Well, take it the whole way up and let's see what the difference is.
All right, 10, 11, 12, 13. See, this
so
does feel more predictable.
It's being much more predictable, but we do have a more ragged edge at the bottom, right?
Yes.
So it's being a little less clever about how to fill in the space, but it's being a little bit more consistent.
So that tolerance length depends on. That's like more of a block in this waterfall. It's like a block value that says if it's within these 10. Like how does that work?
So it's basically saying if column 1 and column 2 are within this distance of each other, just go with the first column. But if the difference is bigger than that, go with the column that's a lower, has more space in it. Right.
Okay.
So by default, it sort of automatically goes to wherever there's the most space available. And this is saying, let's buffer that a little bit. Let's say, as long as they're within 10 Ms or 1 M or whatever, as long as they're close, go with the column that would maintain the order instead of the column that that is the emptiest.
Got it. I think that makes sense. For me, it's mostly going to be like play with the number and find out.
Yeah. I think so. I think
especially because you won't know what height everything will be, so you can't really calculate it easily.
No, I think to me it's a little bit like, can I pick a relatively high number so that things stay mostly in order? And am I okay with that ragged bottom? And I would bump that number down the less I'm okay with sort of things getting ragged at the end. Yeah. That's sort of how I'm thinking of it right now. I don't know if, we'll, over time, maybe some other best practice will develop around it, but.
All right, so this is Safari only at the moment, right? That's a great question. I'm using Chrome, so I don't know if there's any magic happening in the background here.
Chrome might have it behind the experimental web features flag.
And I probably have that on.
You probably have that turned on. I think it's Safari only in production. And it's in some other browsers behind flags. And I'm not sure.
Is it actually in Safari? Like, I know they did this at WWDC. I always thought Safari like updated its like main versions when
this rolled out in 26.4 instead of waiting for 27.
Okay.
So it should be in Safari production, but I think it is in other browsers behind. I've only heard behind a flag, but I'm assuming it's the web platforms features flag, which a lot of us as developers have turned on, and so wouldn't need a special flag for this. But I haven't actually been sure where to find that. Like when I looked at the, can I use, seems a little bit out of date on this, and the web platforms feature explorer also didn't have a lot of information. when I looked.
I am going to pull up a Safari because I want to see what the what do you call it? Inspector tools are like. Let me share this instead. And then
So yeah,
nope, that's Chrome.
the browser compatibility data still shows it in Safari technology preview and nothing else except Firefox behind a flag, but I don't think that that's right.
All right. Oops, I should probably hide this now. Okay.
So I'm hoping that some of these feature trackers get updated soon and show a more accurate what's available.
Let us do this. Let's see if there's any dev tools for this. All right, we got our grid. Let me.
I saw that there are supposed to be dev
Oh
tools
yeah, you can't see it. There we go.
Yeah, PPK says Firefox behind a flag is the old masonry implementation, maybe. That could be, but that wouldn't explain it working here in Chrome using the grid lanes syntax. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to find exactly who has what. In Chrome, it falls under the generic experimental web platform features. Great, thank you. That was my guess. So I would love to see can I use and BCD browser compatibility data. I would love to see those updated and reflecting this accurately.
All right. I mean, there's not much more to look at here other than it looks a lot like the grid inspector. So
yeah, if you go back
well
to your
done.
demo, there's a few other things that we can play with that I think are interesting.
All right. I guess switch screens for that. All right. Let's do that. If I only was prepared here. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, so one of the things that we can do is we can do column spans. So we could take one of these images and say we want to feature it.
Okay.
If you want to
I
select
need
one
to
of them.
grab a data bird. Okay, I'm just bringing it up here. So this would be the whole list item. Is that cool? Yeah, because that is the grid item.
But we want just one of the birds. So maybe add an nth.
Oh yeah, nth of type or something.
Yeah.
We'll do nth child, and then we'll say the third one.
Sure.
Are we gonna just span it or something? Just
Yep,
the
just
same
do a
grid
normal
column.
Grid column. And you can even say, yeah, go ahead, span 3.
Well, 2 would be the last 2. Yeah.
There you go. And now, if you resize, you'll see that it moves around and it's still like trying to figure out where it has space. If you picked one farther down, you would see it going on to the next, well, not row exactly, but down further in the layout.
I think that was Hawk. That's too small. Oh, there's a gap there.
Yeah, you'll end up with some gaps if you do spanning because you're going to get a ragged edge potentially. One way to fix that is to have things. I think you can actually play with like align
can you do
items.
the dense flow, or is that
Dense might work? I'm not sure. You could
I mean,
try
that's
it.
sort of is it grid auto flow dense? Is that
I
it?
think so.
Learn CSS with us. Okay. No,
No, not that.
Not do anything.
So one way around that would be like if you had a background on each item or a border around each item, you could play with like how the items align in their space. So like put a border around every item bird.
Okay. And this is the same border. It doesn't have to be a different border, right?
Yeah, we can just,
Let's
this is
see.
just for us to be able to see actually the space that the bird item is taking up. And now if we scroll down to where there was that gap in the demo, right? It's aligning to the top. I think we can change that. I think try like align items or align self on that, either one. Align
On
items on the parent or
on
align self on the bird,
oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. One moment.
and see if different alignments change how that gap fills. So I think it's start right now.
Oh.
But try some other things. Try stretch or end and see if that changes. No, not really.
Not
Maybe things
yet.
aren't able to align and fill that space.
Maybe this will be better so it won't jump so much.
Yeah, no, I guess that doesn't work. Or maybe it's not implemented yet and it's coming. I'd be
Don't
curious
know.
about that because I thought there was potential for moving things around like that.
Can you align one?
I don't see it mentioned anywhere in their field guide, so maybe it's not been introduced or implemented if it is going to be a thing.
Cool. So where
You can probably align the
Hmm.
content all to the bottom and have a ragged top. Is that a thing? We're just
I
playing
don't
here.
know. So like the whole well, wouldn't it still be align items end?
Well, align content, I think, was what I was thinking.
And
But maybe that's not also not a thing. Yeah.
looks like
I don't
they
see
all
I
their
don't see
demos
any
are.
mention of it. So
Wonder if we change our writing mode, would that change?
oh, I'm sure that would change it. So the other thing to try here, so you did the spanning. If you tried to span rows, nothing would happen, is my understanding, because there aren't really rows. So if you try to
Unless
do
we changed it to the unless we changed the direction this
right.
goes, then
But I think you can also say, so the like grid column, you can say both where it should start and where it should end. So you just did the end there with span 2. But what if you said 2/span 2? That should always keep it in the second, right? Um, so you can do that as well. You can place it which column it should be in, and both the start and end values
oh, that's not fun
of
because that's where it is.
like you can on grid. And then the other thing we can do here is a subgrid. So let's say within that same bird, let's set it to display grid and grid template column subgrid.
Oops.
And now everything inside of it will start aligning to
Oh,
those
look at that.
columns. So we could then say like the image inside of it spans 2 or something, right? And we can sort of create this layout within a layout.
Oops. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
there we go. Oh yeah, and that after generated content is not part of the same thing, so it's getting put into a different grid cell. But that's just, we would fix that by making there be a label and making the counter be on the label. But yeah, so you can see that you can sort of do these like little layouts within your layout, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is great for demo purposes. I think this could be really useful for a lot of like newspaper editorial content,
Yes.
obviously image galleries, maybe shops.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
who else will
Products
be
up.
using this and how? I can
Yeah, I'm
see like
curious too. I think like the immediate thing I'm going to do is all of my image galleries. That just seems like the obvious one.
logo
Um,
galleries. Also, those are
yeah,
more image galleries, but I mean, this seems like a perfect solution for a sponsorship page, and you get those few people sending those vertical logos, and now you can just let them be.
let them
And
flow.
it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter if they're all in like perfect order. It's just going to be a nice
right.
page of logos.
Yeah, the main place to particularly worry about order is if you've got stuff that you might be tabbing through. That's where it becomes the most essential to make sure that the order is reliable.
It's just the same as the auto flow dense situation, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that is a dangerous thing if the tab order mattered because it kind of changes
Right.
that a bit. So
Yeah, I could imagine using this for um, something where I've got well, especially, and I like that I could feature something. So if I've got a list where the order doesn't particularly matter of say articles or something, um, and I want to feature one, I like that I can sort of pull one out and still have it aligned to the grid in some interesting ways. That'd be a use case for this, which I
yeah,
might also do with images. Like if I'm doing an image gallery, I might have a featured image that I want to stand out.
right.
But yeah, I still don't know exactly when I would use the brick layout. But maybe in different writing modes, it would be more common. But then you're actually still doing waterfall, but sideways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it definitely goes down on the left first.
Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, but that, yeah. I can see if you detect a really wide monitor, if you do a media query for like if someone has a very wide
Mm-hmm.
screen, maybe serve it this way so that you actually use the page.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that could be interesting if you know that you can fit the space, um, and you sort of like that ragged right or a ragged left instead of a ragged bottom. Yeah, maybe there's something there. I'm really interested in finding out. This is maybe something we can look into and follow up later. Finding out more about alignment options. Like what can we do to fill in space or take up space differently when there are gaps, or change whether it's ragged at the bottom or ragged at the top. Um, those all feel like things that should be possible. And so I'm curious if
Yeah.
we need to do a little bit more looking into that. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows if we have any browser engineers or anyone that's played with that. Yeah, reading flow. The question about how would reading flow work? Has reading flow uh, been been launched in any browsers yet? I haven't
Uh,
played with reading flow. There's been sort of a lot of conversations back and forth on how reading flow should work. Um, reading flow. Oh, it is in Chrome.
huh.
Reading flow normal.
Source order.
Oh, I wonder if reading flow grid columns, but we would have to have a demo that we could um, see the reading flow easily, see how that affects it. But I imagine, I mean, reading flow is a feature designed to help with exactly this issue of certain layouts pushing things out of order. So I would guess, you could choose reading flow grid columns or something, or reading flow grid order. But I didn't know that had started to roll out. So I'm interested in looking into that more.
Me neither.
The idea with reading flow, is that when the browser is doing things that magically reorder your page, the browser should also fix the reading flow for you. It's still something you want to be careful with because it's best when the source order matches the reading order, but there are cases like this where it's not hugely important, and so just letting the browser figure it out is a great option.
It's interesting.
Well, it is checkable because it seems Grid Lanes has, sorry, I'm responding to Estelle. Grid Lanes is only in Safari and Reading Flow is in Chromium. But we're in Chromium right now and using Grid Lanes behind a flag. Oh, so that's actually a good question. Do you want to jump over to Safari,
Sure.
Stacy? I'm actually surprised you're usually in Safari.
I was earlier in this call. I mean, I've done both.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So,
because I wonder if we were trying the alignment in a browser that actually hasn't launched yet,
I should save it
maybe
here, though.
that alignment stuff works.
Oh, yeah. Good question. All right, let me.
Because Chromium, we don't know how far along they are in implementing this.
All right. Oh, well, align end doesn't work there. So,
Yeah, align content end doesn't do it. Okay. All right.
oh, well, no, that just flashed.
And align items. Do we see any? Yeah, looking at the blank spaces, I didn't see anything that moved. Like that Finch 4
yes.
didn't move down to center in its space or something,
It keeps
which is sort of what
switching
I
me
would
to
expect.
HTML. Why does it keep doing that?
Yeah, that'll be something I'll want to keep an eye on. I really thought that there was going to be alignment features here, and I don't see that. So
Not yet.
yeah, maybe still coming.
All right. Well, I won't worry about all that text I added somehow. All right. Well, cool. Grid Lanes is sort of here.
Yeah,
and you
and
can play with it.
The defaults are that simple, changing grid to grid lanes. I mean, you got it started without any other changes. And then you can make tweaks from there.
That is very
But you can do
appreciated.
things like we're using autofill with consistent columns. You can change and have different specific columns and have the columns be different sizes. I mean, you could even throw in a second column there, or 20 rem. Yeah, okay.
That one's going to be a little rough.
There you go.
Why am I getting...
You're getting extra because you have something
the
spanning
Pelican?
multiple that don't exist. So you
Yep.
have to. So you're creating some implicit grid at the end there, similar to the way grid works.
Just take away that.
Yeah.
Subgrid doesn't have any.
So yeah, you can create repeating variants. Like when you create a repeating grid, it's often you're just putting in one value, but you don't have to. Right.
Let's get rid of that. I mean, I could have more if I want.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think the
Oh
one
yeah,
fraction
3.
might
1,
need a
2, 3, 4, 5,
min-max.
6.
Oh, right. Yeah. There you go. I see.
It is correct.
Yep. Yeah, Safari has dev tools. Oh, right. That's a good thing to point out. Safari has dev tools around this, supposedly. So what do they show us?
Yeah.
Do they show
we
that
were
it's
looking at that earlier, but it just shows us like the same grid. Oh yeah, it is in there.
sort
My
of
bad.
the little grid chiclet there? If you click on
You can
that,
just see
it
the
shows
like
you
gaps and the
pretty
column or the
standard grid
tracks.
stuff. What if you go to
Yeah.
the layout tab? Does that have anything different? Sort of the usual grid
Same.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that match? Yep. I guess we could have done that instead of adding the after, but that's
Oh,
okay.
right. Oh, because they show you the item order. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, if you want it.
Yeah,
So.
great. Well, that's useful.
Yeah. It's a little small. I mean, so if you're doing a demo like this, I don't know if anyone can read those, but.
Yeah. Estelle says from Patrick. Patrick Brossett works at Microsoft, I think, so working on Blink. Chrome and Edge are working on implementation right now and nearing enabling the CSS Grid Lanes layout flag on About Flags page is how you turn that on.
Although certainly didn't do that, though.
Yeah, so it must also now be under the general experimental web platform features. Often I think things move from their own flag to be part of the group flag as they're getting closer to release. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me that both of those have been true at different points.
Okay.
Things start in their own flag when they're really, really new, and then move to sort of the group flag when they're getting pretty close.
Excellent. Well, this is exciting. All new CSS is very exciting, I think. Happy to have it. Flexbox field guide. Awesome. Props to the people who made
Grid
that.
Lanes field guide.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I was looking at the Flexbox code over here, but yeah. 10 years ago. I'm sure they made a Flexbox
like a real
guide,
handy
and
resource.
it's probably good. So we will post that in the show notes along with my crazy state of the current container queries and birds demo, which I will rename after this to Grid Lanes and Birds, I suppose. I'm shocked that we made it 43 minutes of a thing that had 2 different lines of code that were introduced. So well done.
Well, we had to try some things. Yeah.
Yes, we did. But let's close this out this month. Miriam, we have some exciting news. Do you want to share it with everyone?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been working on a course for a while now, a CSS course. It's called Poetic CSS. And a big part of the reason for the course and the framework for how I'm thinking about trying to create something that isn't just the same as the other courses that are already out there and are great, is it's really sort of stepping back from individual features and thinking about how does the language work? How do we think about it in terms of the systems that are designed in the language and the systems that we can build around it to write code efficiently, write resilient code, etc. So it's really a systems approach to CSS, understanding what it does, not just adding and removing features until it seems to work. So that's the goal. Poetic CSS, and early bird registration is launching on July 1st and for the month available for the month of July. And for an early bird registration, the first module is available right away. I'm still filming the other 4 modules. So there will eventually be all 5, hopefully by later this year. And then we'll do the full launch once we have all of it in place. But yeah, excited to have people starting to respond to it. There will be a Discord channel for people who are interested in sort of discussing and giving feedback and asking questions. So yeah, excited for that to start being not just a thing I do in my room on my own.
And it's fabulous. I've been able to watch a lot of the editing and do a lot of the review, and I have to say it's hands down my favorite CSS course, but maybe I'm a little biased.
Thanks.
But Miriam teaches in such a way that like it really has you thinking about the whole thing and how it goes together. So completely opposite of probably what we did today, where we just try some things and turn it off and on and see if it works. So I really appreciate that. And that's something that like AI isn't going to do, or at least isn't going to do well right now, is teach you about like the whole system and how to think about it as opposed to like getting one thing done. So
yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it partially in terms of like, even if your job is reviewing the code, like what are you looking for? How are you thinking about what works in CSS, what's resilient, what works across browsers, that sort of thing. So whether you like writing CSS by hand the way I like to do it, or you're using some tools, or you have other people that are doing the writing and you're doing the reviewing, either way, it should be a helpful course in knowing what you're seeing and how to think about it.
Yes, so I highly recommend you go check it out. It's one of the best ways to support Oddbird right now. And if you'd like to visit oddbird.net/wingingit, all the links from today will be there eventually once we get it posted. Send us feedback or topic requests. You could always subscribe to our newsletter at oddbird.net/oddnews. Anything else?
And we should say that the course is at courses.oddbird.net/poetic_CSS.
Okay. That's a good URL.
I can put that in the chat.
Yeah, to keep around. Great. Excellent. So courses.oddbird.net/poetic_CSS, all one word? Poetic CSS, or is there a dash there?
There's a dash there.
There's a dash.
So there it is in the chat. I don't know if you can put that on the screen too.
I can. There we go.
There it is. And if you just go to courses.oddbird.net for now, that will redirect you.
Great.
Because we have the one course.
Okay.
But we're
so far.
We're planning ahead for more.
Yeah. So if you want more courses, let us know that too, and what you're interested in learning. Thank you, Miriam, for joining me and working our way through that demo today.
Thanks for driving.
Of course, of course. And thank you for anyone who is still with us. Remember, best practice is a conversation, so let's keep talking. Bye.
Thanks. See you all.